Good morning, dear students, and welcome all of you in distant learning program organized by Orchid Group of Institutions. Dear students, you know all of you are preparing for Dr. Homi Bhabha Bal Vagyani Competition 2020, and this exam is totally based on science subject. And you know this science subject having three sections: physics, chemistry, and biology. So from biology section we have to study 4 to 5 chapters. Among that, today we will start for the first chapter, that is classification of plants. So let's start with this topic. First important thing is what is meant by classification. So classification means the act or process of dividing things into groups according to their type. Or in simple language, we can define classification as a process of grouping of organisms according to their common features or according to their common characteristics. So again, one important thing is why we need this classification. So why, or we can say why we are doing this classification. So there are some points which explains the need of classification. First one is classification is needed for convenient study of living organisms. As you know, there are so many living organisms found on the earth, and of these all organisms are of different kinds. And if we have to do study of each and every organism in easy way, so we need classification. Then second point, it is necessary for knowing the different varieties of organisms. On the earth planet there are various kinds of organisms we found, like plants, animals. In plants also there are different types of plants, in animals also there are different types of animals. So different varieties of organisms are there, and for study of these different varieties of organisms we need classification. Then third point which explains the need of classification is it helps in correct identification of various organisms. If we have to identify the correct position of the organism, and if we have to identify this organism, so we need a classification. Then next, it helps to know origin and evolution of organisms. Nowadays we use this word, our ancestors are monkey. So from how we get this information? So because of study of origin and evolution. So for studying this purpose, we need classification. The next one, it helps to determine the exact position of organism. On the earth planet, this organism position is where? We know exact information about this only because of classification. Now, on the earth planet, there are various types of living organisms. Before going to the classification of plants, we will firstly classify the all living organisms. We will see about how living organisms are classified mainly. So the scientists classify these all living organisms into two groups, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So all of you know prokaryotic means what? The organisms which are made up of prokaryotic cell. Again, one question arises in our mind, what is meant by prokaryotic cell then? So prokaryotic cell means the cell which do not having well developed nucleus. So for example, bacteria are made up of such type of cell. Then second one is eukaryotic organisms. So eukaryotic organisms means what? The organisms which are made up of eukaryotic cells. Again here, what is in by eukaryotic cell? So eukaryotic cell means the cell which having well developed nucleus. So in this way, these all living organisms are mainly classified into two groups. But when we compare between prokaryotic and eukaryotic organism, the eukaryotic organisms are again grouped into various categories. Among that, first one is unicellular eukaryotic organisms, and second one is multicellular eukaryotic organisms. And what is meant by unicellular eukaryotic organisms? So the organisms which are made up of single cell called as unicellular organisms. For example, various protists which are unicellular eukaryotic. प्रोटिस्ट्स के एग्जाम्पल कौन से हैं? तो यूग्लेनोइड्स, डाइनोफ्लैजिलेट्स, स्लाइम मोल्ड्स etc. are the examples of unicellular organisms. And second one is multicellular eukaryotic organisms. Here the word multi indicates these organisms are made up of many cells. So those organisms which are composed of many cells, These organisms are called as multicellular organisms. Here again, in the multicellular organisms, there are two kinds of organisms found. The organisms which are made up of such type of cell which is having cell wall, and the organisms which are made up of such type of cell which lacks the cell wall. That means cell wall is absent. So in first category, there are again two groups of organisms. First one is autotrophic organisms and second one is heterotrophic organisms. All of you know the meaning autotrophic organisms, that is the organisms which prepare their own food, and the plants comes in this category. And second one is heterotroph, that means organisms unable to produce their own food, and fungi comes under this category. Then next one is the organisms without cell wall. Best example is all animals. So up to 8th standard, all of you know, or all of you studied about plant cell and animal cell. So we know in animal cell wall is completely absent. So in this way, all living organisms are classified. A scientist, Robert May, discovered that there are, or estimated that there are more than 7 million species found on the earth. So such a large amount of organisms are on the earth, and we have to do study of each and every organisms. So we need a classification. Now next one is history of classification, which scientists have a tremendous contribution in this classification system. So in this point, we will study about various scientists and their classification of living organisms, how they classified the living organisms. First scientist is Aristotle. The Aristotle was the first scientist who tried to classify the organisms into different groups. So according to the Aristotle, there are two types of organisms found on the earth. First one animal and second one plants. So Aristotle classified these animals into two categories, that is animals with red blood and animals with without red blood. And he divided plants into three categories, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. All of you know the meaning of these three words. Herbs means plants with less height and herbaceous stem. Shrubs means plants with medium height and somewhat woody stem, while trees means plants with tall height and woody stem. So such type of classification was made by the Aristotle, but this classification was not sufficient and it was rejected by the scientist. Then second scientist who tried to classify these organisms found on the earth planet, that is Carl Linnaeus. The classification system proposed by Carl Linnaeus is also known as a two kingdom system of classification, which was put forth in 1758. So Carl Linnaeus divided all living organisms into two categories, and he placed them into two kingdoms, that is animal kingdom and plant kingdom. So all heterotrophic organisms are included in animal kingdom, while all autotrophic organisms are included in plant kingdom. But this classification was also insufficient and it was rejected. Then next scientist, that is R.H. Whitaker. The classification made by R.H. Whitaker was the first successful attempt of classification of living organisms, and the classification of R.H. Whitaker was also universally accepted, and right now also we are following this R.H. Whitaker's classification. So the classification system of R.H. Whitaker is known by the name Five Kingdom System, which was put forth in 1969. So R.H. Whitaker divides all living organisms into five kingdoms. First one is Kingdom Monera, then Kingdom Protista, then Kingdom Fungi, then Kingdom Plantae, and then Kingdom Animalia. So various characteristics are considered by R.H. Whitaker during classification of all living organisms into various kingdoms. So for example, we will see in Kingdom Monera which organisms were included by R.H. Whitaker. So all bacteria and mycoplasmas are included under Kingdom Monera. Then in Kingdom Protista, which organisms included? So dinoflagellates, slime molds, euglenoids, these are living organisms which included under Kingdom Protista. In short, we can say in Kingdom Monera there are all unicellular prokaryotic organisms, while in Kingdom Protista there are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Then third kingdom made by R.H. Whitaker, is fungi. So in fungi, unicellular eukaryotic organisms included, but mostly they belongs to decomposer category. Then next kingdom made by R.H. Whitaker, that is kingdom Plantae. So all autotrophic organisms are included in this kingdom. That means we can say all plants included under kingdom Plantae. And last kingdom made by R.H. Whitaker, that is kingdom Animalia. All animals, or we can say all heterotrophic organisms, are included in this kingdom. So in this way, this is the history of classification, and right now universally accepted classification is R.H. Whitaker's classification. So this is the simple history of classification. Next one, when we try to classify the organisms, so in which order we will classify these organisms? So there are some groups or taxas in which we have to classify the organisms. तो एक सिंपल लैंग्वेज में हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि वेरियस ग्रुप्स में हमें किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म को प्लेस करना होता है, और ये प्लेसिंग को ही हम कहते हैं क्लासिफिकेशन. तो जब भी हम न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म डिस्कवर्ड करेंगे, तो आइदर it is animal or it is plant, so in both cases हमें each and every organism को various taxas में place करना होता है. तो ये taxas nothing but groups. So first taxa is kingdom, then second one phylum or division, then third one class, then order, then family, then genus and then species. So एक स्पेसिफिक ऑर्डर रहता है. अगर आप स्क्रीन पे देखेंगे तो किंगडम के बाद ही फाइलम आएगा, फाइलम के बाद ही क्लास आएगा, क्लास के बाद ही ऑर्डर आएगा. तो इस तरह से एक स्पेसिफिक ऑर्डर रहता है जिसको हम कहते हैं हायरार्की ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. सपोज एक न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म किसी साइंटिस्ट ने डिस्कवर्ड किया है, तो वो साइंटिस्ट उस ऑर्गेनिज्म को पहले प्लेस करेंगे एक पर्टिकुलर किंगडम में. सो ये 5 किंगडम में से किसी भी एक किंगडम में उसको प्लेस करेंगे. बाद में उसका फाइलम डिसाइड होगा, देन क्लास डिसाइड होगा, देन ऑर्डर डिसाइड होगी, एटसेट्रा. तो आपके मन में क्वेश्चन आएगा कि ये किस तरह से इस किंगडम और फाइलम में न्यूली डिस्कवर्ड ऑर्गेनिज्म को प्लेस करते हैं. तो कॉमन कैरेक्टर्स स्टडी करके ऑर्गेनिजम्स को इस वेरियस टैक्सास में प्लेस किया जाता है. जो ऑलरेडी इस टैक्सास में एनिमल्स प्रेजेंट है या ऑर्गेनिजम्स प्रेजेंट है, उनके साथ न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म को कंपेयर किया जाएगा एंड वेरियस टैक्सास में उस एनिमल को क्लासिफाई और उस ऑर्गेनिज्म को क्लासिफाई किया जाएगा. So this is the hierarchy or order of classification. अब right now we'll come to the point, that is classification of plants. तो अगर हम हायरार्की अभी जो देखे हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग अगर देखेंगे तो all plants are included under kingdom Plantae. So for proper classification of plants, this kingdom Plantae is divided into two subkingdoms, that is cryptogams and phanerogams. So cryptogams means the plants who do not possess flowers or seeds, and phanerogams means the plants who possess flowers or seeds or fruits. This is the simple definition of cryptogams and phanerogams. These are the two subkingdoms of kingdom Plantae. Then again, these two subkingdoms divided into various divisions. So according to this, cryptogams having 3 divisions and phanerogams having 2 divisions. Firstly, we will see about divisions under subkingdom cryptogams. So there are 3 divisions. First one is Thallophyta, also called as algae, then Bryophyta and then Pteridophyta. While in phanerogams there are 2 divisions. First one is Gymnosperms, second one Angiosperms. We will see about Thallophyta in short. So Thallophyta, which commonly called as algae, these are mainly grow in water. So they can grow on the surface of water or beneath the water also. So these algae having aquatic habitat. So again, these algae having 3 classes. In hierarchy of classification, after division there is a class. So algae is divided into 3 classes, that is chlorophyce, phaeophyce and rhodophyce. So chlorophyce means green algae, phaeophyce means blue algae and rhodophyce means red algae. If carefully you observe, green, blue, red, these are the colors. That means we can say on the basis of color there are different types of algae. So main point is why this color appears in plants. So there are pigments which are responsible to impart a color in plants. So in simple way, if green algae is there, so green pigment will be present in the algae, that is chlorophyll. In blue algae there is a phycocyanin pigment, and in red algae there is a phycoerythrin pigment. So in this way This Thallophyta having three classes. Then next one is Bryophyta, or also we commonly said bryophytes, or also we can say these are the amphibians. That means they can live in water as well as in terrestrial habitat. So these bryophytes are again divided into two classes, that is mosses and liverworts. In simply अगर हम देखेंगे तो रेनी सीजन में जो हमारे स्टेयर केस रहते हैं, जो स्टेयर केस का पार्ट हमेशा एनवायरनमेंट को एक्सपोजर, हमेशा उस पार्ट का एक्सपोजर एनवायरनमेंट को रहता है या रेन को रहता है, तो कॉर्नर में आपको स्मॉल ग्रीनिश ग्रोथ दिखेगी. दैट ग्रीनिश ग्रोथ इज नथिंग बट मॉसेस विच कम्स बिलोंग्स टू द डिवीजन ब्रायोफाइटा. देन नेक्स्ट वन इज टेरिडोफाइटा. टेरिडोफाइटा के बारे में ये कहा जाता है कि these pteridophytes were first true terrestrial plants on the earth planet. That means algae having aquatic habitat, bryophytes having moist and shady habitat, while pteridophytes were the first plant who having true terrestrial habitat. Then next one is classes among the subkingdom, classes among the gymnosperms and angiosperms. So gymnosperm also having various classes, but exam point of view it is not important, that's why I do not mention here. But gymnosperms means what? Firstly we will see. So gymnos means naked and sperms means seeds. So those plants whose seeds are visible with naked eyes, these all plants are called as gymnosperms. That means gymnosperms do not have fruits. And second one is angiosperms. So angiosperms means the plants whose seeds are covered or whose seeds are present inside the fruit. So if we divide this angiosperms word, so angios means covered and sperms means seeds. So in short we can say plants with covered seeds. So this is the classification of plant, kingdom, subkingdom, division, classes. Again there are so many families, there orders, various plants comes under this, but this is the basic classification of plants. Now when scientists tried to classify these plants, which criteria were utilized by the scientists, or right now also these criteria are used for classification of plants. First criteria we can say a presence or absence of organs. So which organs are present in plants, on the basis of this plants are divided into various groups. So by using this criteria, classification of plants are done into two categories, that is cryptogams and phanerogams. As I told earlier, cryptogams do not having flowers or seeds or fruits, while phanerogams having flowers, seeds or fruits. So like this, the which organs are present or absent, the plants are grouped into various categories. Then second criteria utilized for classification of plant, that is presence or absence of separate conducting tissues for conduction of water and food. तो प्लांट्स में तो एनिमल जैसा हार्ट, आर्टरीज, वेन्स ये प्रेजेंट नहीं रहते हैं, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ वाटर एंड फूड प्लांट्स में कैसे होता है? तो बेस्ट वी कैन से with the help of conducting tissues. So conducting tissues means what? The xylem and phloem. So all of you know xylem conducts water and nutrients while phloem conducts food. So with the help of these conducting tissues, transportation of material takes place in the plants, but all plants do not having these conducting tissues. So in simply algae and bryophytes don't having conducting tissues, while from pteridophytes to angiosperms all plants having conducting tissues. So this is the second criteria which is utilized for during classification of plants. The next one is the seeds are enclosed in a fruit or not. So where is the position of seed? On the basis of that, there are again two categories of plants, that is gymnosperms and angiosperms. As I told earlier, in gymnosperm fruit is not there, so we can see the seeds easily with our naked eyes, while in angiosperms these seeds are enclosed within the fruit. If we take example of pomegranate, so with the help of naked eyes we cannot see its seeds, so we have to break that food and then we are able to observe the seeds. So this is the third criteria which is utilized during classification of plants, that is position of seeds. Then next one, number of cotyledons in the seeds. So if you observe in our home, there are various cereals and oilseed crops. So cereals means jowar, bajra, rice, and oilseed. Best example, a groundnut. So jowar, bajra, and rice. If you try to break these seeds, so we don't get two equal halves or two equal parts of these seeds. So we are getting so many small pieces. That means we can say these seeds are made up of single cotyledon only. So those plants whose seeds are having only single cotyledon, these all plants are called as monocots. While in case of groundnut, if you break this groundnut seed, you will get two equal parts of this seed. So we can say the groundnut is made up of two cotyledons, and we can say it is a dicot plant. So in this way, this fourth criteria is utilized to classify the plants. The next criteria is absence or presence of flowers, fruits, and seeds. So in first criteria, I already explained which organs are present or absent. This is also considered during classification of plants. The next one, morphological characters. Here morphology means study of external characters. So प्लांट के एक्सटर्नल कैरेक्टर्स भी कंसिडर किए जाते हैं फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन. सो इन सिंपल वे अगर हम देखेंगे तो देर आर थ्री कैटेगरीज ऑफ प्लांट्स, दैट इज हर्ब्स, श्रब्स एंड ट्रीज. तो जैसे आपको पता है हर्ब्स की हाइट कम रहेगी, श्रब्स की हाइट मीडियम रहती है एंड ट्रीज की हाइट टॉल रहती है. तो यहाँ पे एक मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर दैट इज हाइट ये कंसिडर किया गया एंड प्लांट्स को थ्री ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड किया गया है. सो मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर्स आर आल्सो कंसिडर्ड ड्यूरिंग क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लांट्स. द नेक्स्ट वन इज एनाटॉमिकल कैरेक्टर्स. हियर एनाटॉमी मीन्स स्टडी ऑफ इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर्स. सो जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि सम प्लांट्स हैविंग कंडक्टिंग टिश्यूज एंड सम प्लांट्स डू नॉट हैविंग कंडक्टिंग टिश्यूज. दिस इज अ एनाटॉमिकल कैरेक्टर. सो ऐसे एनाटॉमिकल कैरेक्टर्स बहुत सारे हैं, उनको भी कंसिडर किया जाता है ड्यूरिंग क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लांट्स. देन नेक्स्ट वन इज रिप्रोडक्टिव फीचर्स. जैसे आप सभी को पता है रिप्रोडक्शन मीन्स मोड ऑफ और प्रोसेस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ न्यू थिंग और न्यू वंस फ्रॉम इट्स पेरेंट्स. तो प्लांट्स कैसे रिप्रोड्यूस होते हैं? तो देर आर टू वेज ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन इन प्लांट्स, दैट इज असेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन एंड सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. So asexual reproduction means what? Without fusion of gametes, there is a formation of new plant. And sexual reproduction means what? With the fusion of male and female gamete, there is a formation of zygote, then embryo, and then seed. So plants ये दो तरह के reproductive features दिखाते हैं. तो असेक्सुअल वे से रिप्रोडक्शन दिखाने वाले प्लांट्स अलग कैटेगरी में एंड सेक्सुअल वे से रिप्रोडक्शन करने वाले प्लांट्स अलग कैटेगरी में. इस तरह से रिप्रोडक्टिव फीचर्स को भी कंसिडर किया गया है ड्यूरिंग क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लांट्स. देन लास्ट these two criteria, that is genetic constitution and evolutionary relationship, these are recently added in criteria of classification of plants. So genetic constitution means genetic makeup we can say, and evolutionary relationship means study of its ancestors. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि ह्यूमन बीइंग के एंसेस्टर मंकी है, वैसे कोई ना कोई ऐसे ऑर्गेनिज्म है जो प्लांट्स के भी एंसेस्टर है. तो एक कॉमन एंसेस्टर रहने कॉमन एंसेस्टर जिनका है ऐसे प्लांट्स एक कैटेगरी में, इस तरह से इवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप को भी क्लासिफिकेशन का क्राइटेरिया मान लिया गया है. सो दीज आर द वेरियस 10 criteria which are utilized during classification of plants. Now we will summarize this topic. So when we summarize this, we can say all plants included under kingdom Plantae. Then this kingdom Plantae divided into two subkingdoms, that is cryptogams and phanerogams. Cryptogams again having three divisions, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, while phanerogams having two divisions, that is Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. Again, in each and every division there are various classes. So in Thallophyta there are three classes, that is Chlorophyci, Phaeophyci, Rhodophyci. In Bryophyta there are two classes, that is mosses and liverworts, while in Pteridophyta there are also so many classes. Then in Phanerogams, Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. In Gymnosperms also having so many classes, but exam point of view those classes are important, only those are mentioned here. So next division, that is angiosperms, having two main classes, that is dicotyledons and monocotyledons. As I told earlier, dicotyledons means having two cotyledons and monocotyledons having means having single cotyledon. So this is the simple classification of plants. In next lecture, we will see in detail about characteristics of all divisions. That means characteristics of algae, characteristics of bryophytes, characteristics of pteridophytes, characteristics of dicotyledons and characteristics of monocotyledons. इसके साथ साथ हम ये भी देखेंगे कि which are the examples of each and every division. So this is about this topic, that is classification of plants. अगर आपको कोई डाउट है तो स्क्रीन पे आपको नंबर दिख रहा है, उस नंबर पे आप मुझे आपका डाउट व्हाट्सअप कर सकते हो, मैं आपके डाउट क्लियर करवा